just looking at these numbers, all the time that you spent at Walmart, you ever see anything like this?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, this is just a phenomenal quarter for them. I mean, it's good on all fronts. But as you guys were talking, it really is an indicator that the consumer is still there. And, you know, once we sort through all this COVID stuff, they're willing to spend. I'm particularly impressed by their operating income. I've been watching that for several years, and it's been challenged as they move their business to digital, to e-commerce, and you see that big growth. Operating income's been under pressure, but they grew their operating income almost 9%, and even adjusted for currency in the mid-teens. I mean, that's phenomenal.
And Bill, I guess you'd have to say that is just incredibly strong management. Doug McMillon really kind of pushing things. They've been building up to this for several years, and by building that infrastructure and getting it ready to go, it's really paying off now.
Yeah, I agree. You know, Doug's terrific. Brett's one of the best CFOs in the country, in my view, and they manage the company very, very well. And right now it looks as though they've been able to get the e-commerce growth under control to a way that it can deliver, you know, some pathway to profitability. And if they can do that, boy, they're just going to be tough to stop.
Yeah. Charlie, what do you think, looking through these results?
Boy, I agree with pretty much everything Bill said. In fact, everything Bill said. And I would go one step further. I think that we're seeing this, you know, every quarter it looks like they're running on all cylinders. And now the engine just keeps getting bigger. We've gone from an 8-cylinder engine to a 12-cylinder engine. And with the e-commerce business humming the way it is, and the way the company's been able to integrate it with the store base, with curbside and everything else, this is a tough one. This is really setting a high bar for brick and mortar retail, and it's giving Amazon something to really think about. I've said for a long time that I frame the question of how does Amazon compete with Walmart, not how does Walmart compete with Amazon. And I think with almost doubling of online revenue for this quarter, we're starting to see this battle really escalate.
Hey, Charlie, what would you say broadly about the consumer? Because obviously this is huge for Walmart. What does it mean for the overall economy and for other retailers, too?
If you were open, you obviously had advantages. That's not exactly a lightning bolt coming out of the sky. But I think what we're seeing with the consumer is they have money. They're willing to spend. They weren't able to spend for a while because a lot of places weren't open. And now that things are starting to reopen, there's a lot of pent-up demand here. And, you know, during the early days of the pandemic, during lockdowns, no one's buying pants, no one's buying blouses, no one's buying tops because you can't eat those, and you also can't use them to clean your house. So people had kind of shifted their demand towards the essentials and the consumables, and now they're moving in another direction, and Walmart's benefiting. They benefited from the early blast of spending, and now they're benefiting as it expands. And you saw the margin go up, which indicates they're selling a lot of other non-consumable stuff because those margins are lower. I also cover the auto retailers, and the auto retailers showed an awful lot of resilience so far this year. Q2 numbers for my rated universe were much better than we expected, and we didn't expect them to be that bad. So the consumer clearly has money, and you know the stimulus obviously helps. The folks that are, still employed are out there spending, and I think that that portends well for, say, Target tomorrow, Best Buy next week. Home Depot popped a big number today. So I think that the essential type retailers are still going to be benefiting.